Good morning, everyone. It's a gorgeous day here. It's cold, but it's gorgeous. Just made a fire again for a little while just to take the chill out of the house. Yes. I don't know how many people would still be able to live here in the winter or summer. Though summer, I mean, it stays nice and cool in the house. It's a log house. It kind of regulates its heat here by itself. But in the winter, it's difficult to get this house heated to 55, between 55 and 60 degrees is about what you get. Unless you want to just burn wood as if it never goes out of style, right? So, but as I said, we're still people here. Just instead of having to walk around in t-shirts and shorts in the house in the wintertime, we put more clothes on. Done. Yes. And of course, I'm in menopause, so the hot flashes come in handy now. There's one thing that with a fire, when you make your own fire, right, you got your stove, this and that, you got to watch that too. It's not like just shove wood in however you want to, and it can get too hot, and so you have to kind of listen to the fire and how it's roaring, or just like on a stove, right, get it up to high and then you turn it down to simmer, or what happens to your food, right? It's kind of the same with the fire here, too. You got to kind of listen. Okay, when do I have to, right? Yes? Kind of turn it down a little bit, or this or that, when it gets too hot. I think it's the same with our heart. We know quite well in our heart, and to mind, of course, because that's where the thinking is, right? When we have to tone things down a little bit. Or, yes? Yeah. Anyway, I thought that was interesting this morning. I listened to the fire and I said, oh, I got to go and regulate that. We got to regulate our heart as well, right? Yes? Pay a little attention to that. What an amazing reward I was given by heaven again. Going towards Christmas. The work that I do. And is there progress out there for people like me? Or people like me who would love to have what? For everyone out there? Yes, there is. I saw, and it happened at the beginning of December, which I thought was so beautiful as well, but I just got to saw it yesterday. Like it's my birthday today. Pre-birthday present from heaven. Ha. God was first. He knew why he needed to be a day early, because I got up early this morning, 6 o'clock, 6:30, and I just checked my tablet real quick. Forgot all about my birthday, by the way. And there are already a bunch of people having me wish a happy birthday. Oh man, them people are up early. Some of them came from Switzerland. But God was first. What present did I get? Well, I'll tell you what. In New York, in Times Square, what happened at the beginning of December? It had, when I watched it, that one particular video, it had over 32 million views, which I think is wonderful, okay? Because that's a pretty short amount of time. That many people have watched that. Yes, the comments were all wonderful. Yes, lots of them too. In Times Square, they turned at night, all the lights went down. And then on every billboard, every whatever screens they had there, they showed for a little less than 3 minutes the birth of Christ, Jesus, Mary and Joseph, the angels, the wise men, and had a Christmas carol, Silent Night, I think. I'm not sure which one they played there, but it had. And the people all there, they were just, everybody stopped and just looked. There was just happy faces, astonished. It was a surprise. People didn't know about it. I looked at that. I was in tears yesterday, just in tears. That in New York, on Times Square, that was possible. And it was the Jesus of Latter Saints Church or something, Jesus of Christ Church or something, who made that possible. I don't know how they did it, especially in New York, but they did. It's like, to me, this is like going into communist country somewhere and doing the same thing. It's New York. And I saw that, and it was like, I'm good. I know. When we're out there, not doubting God, working for God, just trying, not to eliminate anyone, not to just give the good message. Where does happiness come from? Well, it starts with us. Purpose of life is to bring God joy. Yes, it's just thinking about it. I can't stop tearing up, and I'm just so happy that happened. That was an amazing thing. And now if people realize what a miracle that is, considering the emotional turmoil of this or that we've all gone through with so many different things when it comes to people this last year. Last year. Okay, 3 years now, 4 years. Yes? What a gift. What a gift from heaven. And it was made possible by people who listened and made it a surprise. Amazing. So grateful. Love, love, love. Okay. All right. Done here with that. What an amazing thing. How can one not believe? I don't get it. Understanding people willing to walk through life without God in their life. Not understanding that at all. Yeah. All right. Let's keep going in the first book of Kings, 19. Elijah at Horeb, the journey to Horeb. When Ahab told Jezebel everything that Elijah had done, and how he had put all the prophets to the sword, Jezebel sent a messenger to Elijah to say, "May the gods bring unnamable ills on me, and worse ills too, if by this time tomorrow I've not made your life like one of theirs." No. Don't you think it's funny how Ahab goes and tells Jezebel, "Hey, guess what happened?" And she goes, "Oh, I'm going to take care of that." It tells you something about these people, really, when it comes down to it, right? Yes, Ahab. What is that? It's like he goes and tattletales to his woman or something. "Oh, I couldn't do anything to it." Jezebel says, "Well, why didn't you stop it?" No. No. Okay, all right. I'm just saying. He was afraid and fled for his life. Now he's afraid. He wasn't afraid of Ahab. He wasn't afraid to take all them people on. Now he's afraid of a woman. Okay, he came to Beersheba, a town of Judah, where he left his servant. He himself went on into the desert a day's journey, and sitting under a furze bush. Furz in Swiss means fart. A fart bush. Okay. Furze. I can't help it. Let's have some fun here too. Okay, he himself went on into the desert a day's journey, sitting under a furze bush, wished he were dead. What? He just ran away from death. He could just stay and said, yeah, try to kill me. Let's see if God's going to allow that. And now he wishes he were dead. Runs away, and now he wishes he were dead. I thought he was running away from death. Okay. Yahweh, he said, I've had enough. Take my life. I'm no better than my ancestors. Then he lay down and went to sleep. Then all of a sudden an angel touched him and said, get up and eat. He looked round, and there at his head was a scone baked on hot stones and a jar of water. He ate and drank and then lay down again. But the angel of Yahweh came back a second time and touched him and said, get up and eat, or the journey will be too long for you. So he got up and ate and drank, and strengthened by that food, he walked for 40 days and 40 nights until he reached Horeb, God's mountain. Isn't that something? What just happened here? Again, okay, I could just go with the story, but I don't do that. I live in this time, okay? What did I talk about beforehand? Right? Yes? I said, yeah, of little faith. Really. I had a teacher once, but I suppose father, true father, and he said, yes, when people first meet a new kind of theology or something that really touches their heart, they get these spiritual highs. Yes, that's wonderful, isn't it? But then they come down from them so quickly as well, and are right back into their pits of despair, their doubts, their whatever, right? Because, the fire in their heart, right? Where is it? You had it burning so high. Why'd you turn it down so low? Let it just about go out, right? Here. And here comes the day, she says, hey, come on now, right? Trust, encourage him. Yeah, first he's okay. Goes back to sleep. Eats and goes back to sleep. Doesn't even give. What? To me, that's kind of a momentous moment here in Elijah's life. Yes? Don't be wishy-washy in your faith. Yes? There's always going to be people out there going to try to tell you that you're wrong. Or, well, you don't have it together. Or, why would you believe that? Or, whatever. Right? The number one thing that you need to follow is God and nobody else. That's it. And your heart to mind, your conscience, your subconscious, everything in you, your original mind, right? The image that you're created in, we're created in. It's always there. It's always there to ask. It's always there to guide you properly. Always. It never fails. But you're going to have to stop your doubting. You're going to have to stop being so inconsistent with the fire in your heart. Yes? Okay. I have to go and put a few more logs on here. Or something. Let's see how it's going. I'll give you a little time to think about what I just said. Yep. And I have to go actually outside to get it. Nice. Oh. Okay. All right. Let's continue on. The encounter with God. There he went into a cave and spent the night there. Then the word of Yahweh came to him, saying, "What are you doing here, Elijah?" He replied, "I am full of jealous zeal for Yahweh Sabaoth, Because the Israelites have abandoned your covenant, have torn down your altars, and put your prophets to the sword. I'm the only one left, and now they want to kill me. Then he was told, go out and stand on the mountain before Yahweh, for at that moment Yahweh was going by. Okay. A mighty hurricane split the mountains and shattered the rocks before Yahweh. But Yahweh was not in the hurricane. And after the hurricane, an earthquake. But Yahweh was not in the earthquake. And after the earthquake, fire. But Yahweh was not in the fire. And after the fire, a light murmuring sound. And when Elijah heard this, he covered his face with his cloak and went out and stood at the entrance of the cave. Oh. Then a voice came to him which said, what are you doing here, Elijah? He replied, I am full of jealous zeal for Yahweh, God Sabaoth. Because the Israelites have abandoned your covenant, have torn down your altars, and put your prophets to the sword. I am the only one left, and now they want to kill me. Go, Yahweh said, go back by the same way to the desert of Damascus. You must go and anoint Hazael as king of Aram. You must anoint Jehu, son of Nimshi, as king of Israel, and anoint Elisha, son of Saphat of Abel Meholah, as prophet to succeed you. Anyone who escapes the sword of Hazael will be put to death by Jehu, and anyone who escapes the sword of Jehu will be put to death by Elisha. But I shall spare 7,000 in Israel, all the knees that have not bent before Baal, all the mouths that have not kissed him. All right. I don't think God's out for people's lives. Done? Ah, right there. I know that's not God. Okay? So whatever he got here, but here's the thing. Right? And on however this was written down, was this really what Elijah got from God? Or was it written down in this way because then the progression of history kind of showed on what may have happened after that? Huh? Him supposedly being there on that Mount Horeb? Okay, I'm just saying, right? Yes? Right? You can write things down any which way you want to fit your agenda, right? It's just how it is. That's what people do. There's always something, okay, in the way that people like to distort the truth because the truth just isn't strong enough. It's not, don't you think? What did we read here? It wasn't a hurricane. Yahweh was not in the hurricane. He was not in the earthquake either. And he was not in fire. And after the fire, a light murmuring sound. Oh. I'm amazed that stayed in here. Okay. And that is, again, what have I talked about before? Yeah, take care of your heart. Take care of your heart. Don't doubt your faith. And what? God, of course, the Ten Commandments, Jesus, the Lord's Prayer. And, of course, if you believe in the completed testament, the second coming, the family pledge. Yes? A light murmuring sound. That's God. Though, what happened later on? That didn't sound like a light murmuring sound, and how Elijah should stay strong and not doubt God and worry so much over being killed. Right? Yes? Now, so what should I do? I'm just going to go. Suddenly he had, I think that was Elijah's, because he did hear God. Right? Suddenly he knew what he needed to do. Yes? He knew what he needed to do. Was it the right thing to do? Oh, well, no. No. The right thing that I need to do, should do, and I know when I did, when the rewards come, like the one I talked about that happened on Times Square in New York. Right? Yes. But I know there's a lot of people out there really want to see God come as an earthquake, as a hurricane, big old fire, take care of everyone. Right? Yes. Not how God works. Got the proof right here. If you really listen, really read, are able to go beyond just the surface of the words. Yes? Okay. Just saying. The call of Elisha. Leaving there, he came to Elisha, son of Shaphat, as he was plowing behind 12 yoke of oxen. Here again, humble beginnings. He himself being with the 12. Oh, I see. Let's see. Leaving there, he came to Elisha, son of Shaphat, as he was plowing behind 12 yoke of oxen, he himself being with the 12. Elijah passed near to him and threw his cloak over him. Elisha left his oxen and ran after Elijah. Let me kiss my father and mother, then I will follow you, he said. Elijah answered, Go back, for have I done anything to you? Elisha turned away, took a yoke of oxen, and slaughtered them. He used the oxen's tackle for cooking the meat, which he gave the people to eat. He then rose, and following Elijah, became his servant. Oh, that's interesting. I get the deeper meaning of that very, very well. But that might be a bit too much for the people out there. Wow. Elijah at Horeb. God's mountain. Interesting. I know that in history out there, if people, good people, or people, more righteous people, or people, just people, would not have taken up arms for certain reasons against other people, then a lot more people would be dead now. Yet, we have the examples out there of South and North Korea, for example, where there was a big old war, people were saved, and yet, what's still going on in Korea? So has that worked? It's better than nothing. I got it. World War II, same thing. Someone had to put those monsters down. Gotcha. The thing is that if we continue to think that taking a weapon in your hands is the answer to the evil of others, then it will never stop. We're going to have to come up with something else. I think it's in the New Testament. Could be in the Old, I'm not sure. Where it says, lay down your weapons, lay down your arms, and make them into plowshares. That's easier said than done, isn't it? Yeah. But who will start doing it for the right reasons? When will that start to happen? Someone has to start, right? Yes? I think the number one thing is that all the preachings about that have to stop. And that another avenue, yes? Just like God gave Elijah another avenue than to die. Gave him a job. Yes? Oh. And Elijah went. Yeah. Not with jealous zeal. But with God's zeal. Yes. Okay. It's interesting again. I gotta bring that Times Square little under 3 minute surprise of Jesus, of someone putting out the true reason for the season. On how that is something that will touch people's hearts. Bring them back to where? Yes? Well, you can't be out there and not want to kill anyone and think it's wrong, this, that, right? Yet have no faith in God, right? Not believe in God. Kind of do your own thing. Sadly, some people who want that have very, very bad intentions as well. And just want you, okay, I'm just saying, yes, that's true. And they're twisting the truth or their intentions around so that you can't see their true intentions. Yes? That comes with you following who? Again, you got to follow God. You just follow God's guidance. Yes? Just because we lay down our arms, this or that, doesn't mean that the 10 Commandments don't stand. The Lord's Prayer doesn't stand, or the Family Pledge doesn't stand anymore. That's our guidance through it all. And if we let ourselves be guided, like Elijah kind of did too. I wonder what's he going to do next. Is he really guided by God? Then there is a beginning. Yes? People think that the end of the world is when everything gets destroyed. How about the end of the world and the end of mankind is to lay down all that evil. And the new beginning is, I think we can do better than we have so far, all together, for everyone. Yes? All right. That's all I have to say today. Yes? So, no. I think that certain weapons are great for hunting. Food. Yes? Anyway. God's love and blessings always. May He protect you, and I will talk to you all another time.